Hi, Macho here with daily writing and tips. And today we're going to talk about often misheard or ignored lesson, but very important lesson nonetheless, which is sometimes the best teacher is life itself. I don't know how well is camera picking it up, but I spent last 2 days on during weekend working on my dad's garden, helping out, carrying bricks, working the garden. It was really hot again. In Central Europe, air conditioning doesn't exist, believe it or not. This is still going into writing. And it was hot, so being manly man, I took off my shirt. Being manly man, nonetheless very stupid man, I did not put any sun lotion. So Saturday evening, I go home and I'm completely red. Like my face and my body are different race. And next day, being intelligent I did exactly the same mistake because since my skin is already burned, it's not gonna burn again. I'm in tremendous pain by wearing a shirt, but it reminded me few things. One, don't be stupid. Great advice for life. Two, and it is a concept that I often use in my stories, and in fact in story I'm writing right now, which is the smallest mistakes and smallest character flaws can cascade into the greatest disasters. You don't always have to have Sauron or Voldemort or Army of Space ruining everything. You can have, doesn't have to be guy taking his shirt off, turning into World War III. Obviously that doesn't have to be. But when you think about it, I made simple mistakes and now my skin is burned. It's hard to, I'm not like want you to feel sorry for me, but I didn't sleep well because I didn't sleep well. I felt sick because I felt sick. I didn't went to gym, even though I should probably sleep. But point being, it is good inspiration that, like I said, small mistake that any person could do could result in avalanche of bad things in your story for your characters, which is good for story, creates conflict. In real life, you have situation when radio didn't work, therefore soldiers bomb wrong target. Maybe time was wrong set. I used to be addicted to, in Europe we have Viasat History, kind of like History Channel, but I would say a little more to the point and with less documentaries there where less budget and more of actually documentaries and a reality show, even though I like History Channel too. And I noticed then when I watch documentaries about World War One or World War Two, so many little things result in so many people dying. I don't know if it's in America or whatever country you are watching this from. I'm from Europe, so obviously World War One is very important for us, and especially I'm from Slovakia, which was part of incredibly complicated, I know, but short and end of it is that my country was basically slave to Hungary, which itself was controlled by Austria. And when Austrian prince was shot and killed along with his wife, that resulted in World War One, which resulted in interwar Europe, which resulted in Hitler rising to power, which resulted in World War II, which resulted in Cold War, which resulted in post-Win area when Western powers, especially America, thought there won't never be such a terrifying enemy as Russians, which resulted in CIA being weaker and not as careful, which arguably resulted in 9/11, which resulted in war on terror, which resulted in today. We live in today could be resulted in one Serbian student, could be tracked to one Serbian student shooting one dude in a car. And that war, this Serbian student lived, Garvilo Princip, guy who shot Prince. Arguably, he was just victim of the war that resulted from Napoleonic Wars. And I would recommend Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, and shout out to Joe Rogan in his podcast for introducing me to Dan Carlin, especially series Blueprint to Armageddon, sorry, don't remember, but they talked about this. And that's what I would leave you tip for today. When you're crafting a story and they always tell you should be prepared, you should be great, but let's be honest, writing at least first draft is always kind of a disaster. And sometimes I see a lot of critics criticizing bad movies, rightfully so, saying that authors were just trying to get to the cool part and not thought about themes or plot. Yes, but come on, we are just human. Sometimes we just have idea in the head and we try to get to there. And I would tell that it doesn't always have to be one extreme situation. It doesn't have to be, like I said, Sauron or Voldemort. It doesn't have to be one sudden moment that change everything. You could set up something. This is more of a second draft, but you can, if you're outliner, even if you're if you're a pencil, you can create one situation. If you're outliner, you can just create the cascade to the point you want. And if you are pencil, like I am naturally, you could have idea that, let's say, character at the beginning of story, character is fighting someone and he's saved, or character is forced to choose between saving those two people, let's say girl and boy, he saves a girl. Maybe her father wants revenge. Maybe some bad guys notice that this guy wants the revenge and decided to use him. Maybe because they using him, they get too confident and they start the war. And you can either outline a plot basically at the point you want, or you can do it in reverse, which I'm going to talk about probably in a different video, which is reverse outline. When you create, let's say you want all countries fighting and you go, what happens so we get here? Well, they have to start conflict. Why would they start conflict? Because they had too many people and too little resources. Why they had too many people and too little resources? So on and so forth. Like I said, I'm going to leave that one for a different video. And I'm going to say tip for today would be how to frame it. Let's just say that small decision can cascade into bigger things. So think about that when you're creating your story, and hopefully it will bring something good for you and your story. Stay awesome.